Hello, this is Amanda Brummitt of the Working Well in Coppell Committee of the Coppell Chamber of Commerce. I'm here today with Dr. Harvey Castro. He's the president of Trusted ER and a board certified emergency medicine physician. Thanks for being here, Dr. Castro.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how Trusted ER is working well in Coppell. And what I want to start with is what do you do to set up the entire Trusted ER family for health?
Yeah, very good question. I think it goes back to the fundamentals. Being an ER physician and my business partner, Lori Guerrero, being a nurse, we were not happy with healthcare. Honestly, we were just feeling like we felt like patients we were seeing at the hospital we were working at the time, we felt like we were being rushed and hurry, hurry, hurry. So we started this company called Trusted ER about 3 years ago. And we started with the simple foundation of let's do the right thing for our patients and let's train everyone. And so I think the key to that answer is we've created a culture and that we call it the trusted way. And so we're spending time with our doctors, our nurses, we're teaching them. We have an academy that every single person that works for us has to go through. And it's basically how to take care of patients. We know you know the medicine, but do you know how to take care of someone, how to really make that connection and spend time with them? So what I do now is literally is train the doctors, train the nurses, train everyone. And we've created that culture so that people have a easier time working for us and saying, you know what, I can spend time with my patient instead of when I worked at the regular hospital systems, I was told, hey, Dr. Castro, you're spending too much time with your patients. You shouldn't be ordering these tests. But now we created an environment for our docs and our healthcare workers that says, no, whatever that patient needs, irregardless, let's do whatever it is that needs to be done and do it right. And so that's literally what I do now for Trusted.
Wow, I love that. It's so smart to create a culture that embraces that. So let's talk about you personally. I've followed your career a little bit over the years, and I know you've been a busy emergency medicine physician, been CEO and running a company, and working on all kinds of degrees. So, what do you do personally to still make time and make health a priority in your life?
Great question. I think it's important not to neglect your life in the sense of your health. We get so busy now, and with our technologies, we're just like, gotta run, and it doesn't end when you go home. You keep working. Most people are now working from home, and to cut that division, it's a little harder. So what I do personally every single day is number one is when I wake up, I take some prayer time for me to make sure that I thank and grateful for what I have. And the next part is I make sure that every single day I do whatever it is that makes me happy. And I know that sounds weird, but I make sure I take time, a mental break. And so at the end of my day, I make sure that I'm either trying to catch the sunset, going for a walk, going for a run. Maybe it's just calling my kids. Maybe it's calling my mom, having some conversation, something important that means a lot to me. I still have my grandfather. He's in his 90s. And I love calling him and making sure he's okay. And so to me, making sure that you take time for yourself mentally, I think that helps a lot because that helps decrease your blood pressure, decrease your stress. Other things is I also use technology. So I'm really an advocate of looking at your weight. So I weigh myself every day. It connects to my phone. It gives me a graph. What's my body fat? What's my weight? And then I can adjust basically saying, okay, I'm gaining a little bit of weight here. I need to slow down. I need to exercise more and whatnot. And just having that biofeedback of knowing where am I at and making sure that mentally and physically I'm taking a break because you're right. It's easy to just keep busy. And last year it's been a crazy year. I wrote a book. I got my MBA. We opened more facilities and it was a crazy year with COVID. And so making sure that you take time for yourself, it's so important.
Wow, those are all really, really good tips. I really appreciate that. And then my last one is we all love, really tangible things we can implement like tomorrow. So, any favorite exercise you have, or recipe, or health tip that we can borrow from you?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. I'm an advocate of technology. So I started using my iPhone a long time ago when it first came out just to keep my steps. So I make it a daily occurrence and I look to make sure that my goal is to hit 10,000 steps. Now, obviously some days I won't hit there, maybe I'll hit 5,000, but my goal is to look. And I think just keeping yourself accountable, it's not running or not anything, just being active is the key. The other thing is it's important to drink water. And I know that seems odd, but we get so busy with our life that we're drinking tons of caffeine, tons of Starbucks, teas, just go. that I find people that don't drink water, and I think it's important to cleanse. So I try to keep a jug of water, and I try my best to drink it. Now, do I drink a whole gallon of water a day? Probably not, but at least I'm trying, which is if I don't have it with me, I know I won't. So that's one tip. And I think those two tips are really helpful.
Yeah. So that is really, really great. And I love that throughout all of that, these are all things that are very low barrier. We can all make time for ourselves. We can all add more water to our routine, and we can all move more. So those
You know,
make
I do have
sense.
one more tip that I think is
Yeah.
important to know. If you don't sleep, you will gain weight. There's a hormone in your body that will increase, and you will find yourself eating more and more. So you will do your best to get into a night routine, to turn off your phone, turn off the lights, get in that routine that you're going to bed, not bringing work to bed, so that you can get that sleep. Believe it or not, that 30 extra minutes, that extra hour that puts you back in the zone of what you should be sleeping will actually help you with your weight and with your mental health. So that's the other tip.
Yeah. Awesome. So it sounds like in general, we just all need to love ourselves a little bit more, take a little more time for ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, so thank you so much for sharing how you personally and Trusted is working well in Coppell, and we really appreciate you.
Thank you.